Probably the most appropriate question to start an XML course with is exactly what is XML? And that's what most people want to know in live training classes. So let's take a look at XML. The best way to show you what XML is to compare it to HTML. So let's go to the desktop and do that. Now you'll notice on my desktop I have a new text document. I've already talked about that. I'll double click it and open it. And what I'm going to do here is create just a very simple little HTML document. Now I'll warn you that I have a tough time talking and typing at the same time, so I'll do my best with it here. But notice, very simple HTML document, and we'll open the body and we'll put some data in the body. So with the heading level of 1, I'll put 87,654, close the tag. Then at a heading level of 4, I will put 76.33. Now, in the real world, I might have pulled this information from a database, and I've rendered it as HTML, and it's in the browser now. Now, if I save this, and this is very important, notice that I do File, Save As, come down to Save As Type, and tell it All Files, and then give it a name with an extension. And I'm going to call this HTML example.htm, save it on the desktop, and then close my notepad. Now notice, here's my file. If I double click it, you'll notice what happens when Internet Explorer opens this. I see my numbers here, but that's all I see. And I've formatted them, so the markup's cool here. The problem is, and notice how I do this, right click on my HTML file, say open with, and choose notepad. Notice my data, what is an 87,654 and what is a 76.33? All we know is the size that they should appear in the browser. So what I'll do now is, actually let me leave that open, and what I want to do now is create an XML file. So again, I'll open an empty text document, and now I'm going to create an XML file. And don't worry about all this other stuff that I'm putting in. This is just what I have to have, and we'll talk about how and why later. In an XML document, I have to have a root, so I will say products, notice item number, then cost. Now, a little light probably just came on about what XML is about and what it does. And let me finish this up. Now notice what XML is doing here. XML is using tags that we can build ourselves to describe the data. Is there any doubt now what 87,654 is? It's an item number, and it's one of the items that our company sells. What's the cost of this item number? Well, the cost is $76.33. Now we're assuming that's dollars. We'll talk about how to know that later, how to point that out in our XML document. And so for now, let's save the XML file. I need to do a save as. Let's go to save as type, set it to all files, and let's do XML, ex.xml, and save that. Now, if we open this file, let's look at what's going to happen. So I will close these two, and you'll notice we now have an XML file right here on our desktop. So if I double click that file, notice Internet Explorer opens it up, and now instead of doing formatting on it, it shows us the actual XML file. And another thing that's kind of interesting, notice we can expand or collapse the various levels of this in Internet Explorer. Now, that's what XML is. It is self-describing the data, and we'll talk about how this helps us and what the big deal is about this in upcoming videos.